Hi, my name is Carla. I am from the Anatomy and Physiology lecture class. Today we're going to be talking about the eyes, a little bit about the external and internal structure of the eye, and then compare the roots and the cones. So first, let's start with the external eye. We have obviously the eyebrows, which is what helps us protect from the sweat entering our eyes. Then we have our eyelashes, which protect our eyes from dust or any dangerous things that might go in. Then we have our eyelids that protects the eye and spread tears across the surface. We have the lacrimal carnunculi, which helps drain tears. We also have the scleria, which is a white outer layer that protects the eye. We also have the iris, which is right here, which is the color light of the eye. The iris is what controls the side of the pupil. The pupil is the opening that allows light to enter. Then we have the internal structure of the eye, which is a little more structured, but we have the cornea, which is the transparent front surface that begins focusing light. Then we have the aqueous humor, which nourishes the cornea and leans. The lens changes shapes to focus the light on the retina. Then we also have the ciliary body, which changes the shape of the lens. Then we have the vitreous humor, which is a gel that helps maintain the shape of the eye. Then we also have the retina that contains the photoreceptors that cover light into nerve impulses. We also have the macula, which provides sharp central vision, and we also have the fovea, which is the area of the greatest visual. Well, we also have the optic nerve that carries visual information from the brain. Then we also are going to talk a little bit about the rods and cones. The rods are found mainly in the epiphyseal retina. They are also very sensitive to dim the light. They provide black and white vision. They are important for night vision and detective any motion. The cones are concentrated in the fovea. They require a really bright light. They provide color vision. They produce sharp and detailed vision also. In conclusion, overall, the eye contains many specialized structures that work together to focus light and send visual information to the brain, which is what rods is what helps us see in dim light and to help us detect any movement, while cones allow us to see colors and really fine details. Overall, this is what the eyes and the external structure, internal instruction were the difference between rods, which is what helps us detect movement, while cones is what helps us see more colors and define lines. Thank you.